During what historians call the Age of Democratic Revolution, Napoleon ran Pope Pius VI out of Rome in 1799, and he died in exile. In 1809, Napoleon captured Pope Pius VII, but he returned to Rome in 1815. During this tumultuous period, a young man named Vincent Pallotti received the sacrament of Holy Orders in 1818 for the Diocese of Rome. Father Vincent saw for himself how baptized people were growing increasingly indifferent to the faith, or even becoming hostile to the Church. This need encouraged him to found the Union of Catholic Apostolate in 1835, with the mission to revive faith, rekindle charity, and remind all that they are called to be apostles of Christ. We may not live in such turbulent times as St. Vincent Pallotti did, but the need to revive the faith among the baptized remains the same. Faith is a theological virtue by which we can come to believe and trust in God because He is truth itself, and invite others to this relationship as well. The Center's weekly gospel reflections offer individuals a means to dive deeper into the Sunday readings and learn more about loving God and neighbor. The bi-weekly podcast, On Mission, invites listeners into a more in-depth discussion about various faith-based topics and devotions to ultimately enrich their faith. Timely and educational webinars provide viewers with the tools to grow in their faith and knowledge to revive faith in others as well. If the personal witness of St. Vincent Pallotti inspires you, you can browse the biographies and images of other inspirational saints on our Saints and Feast Day website. For more resources on teachings of our Holy Fathers, Advent, Lent, and other topics, please visit CatholicApostolateCenter.org.